Baby step 2. Pay off all debt except your house using the debt snowball method. Now, some people come to question on what the debt snowball is. And it's okay. Don't worry about that. I mean, I've come to question about that too. But actually, it's a very easy method. So the depth snowball method, say like you roll a snowball down a hill or something like that, the snowball becomes bigger. So that's basically your payment amount, basically. So let me describe it. The depth snowball is paying off all your debt from smallest to largest. Now, I will go ahead and explain it in the best example, okay? Let's say right here, you got three different types of debts, okay? You got one right here, which is your credit card, which is about $2,000. Let's say you got a $5,000 medical bill in the middle, and the last you got like a $20,000 car, okay? Let's say that, for example. I'll put it on the screen if I have time for edit. But, so, what you want to do, and this is the best method of doing so, tackle your smallest one, the smallest debt you got, not only just your minimal payments, but also throw every bit of dollar you have and throw it against the debt. All right, throw it against the smallest one until you get that fully paid off. After that, you're going to take the payments from that and the extra and put it onto the middle. And then you're going to hammer that down, and then you're going to hammer everything you have onto the last one, and that will pay off your debt. Now, here's the deal, all right? There's a reason why we don't want to pay off the house, because paying off the house is long term, and we want to do retirement investments, and we want to do other things to have a full emergency fund in between that point, but that'll be baby step 3. But for people that don't have a house, we're going to focus on that on baby step 3B. So let's go ahead and note everything that we have for the debt snowball. Very simplistic formula, okay? The debt snowball is basically the payment amount itself. And you're taking that payment amount and tackling against the debt that you have. All right, so take every debt that you have, take every type of category debt you have, take the smallest portion of the debt, and then you go for the largest portion of the debt. So if you have like $2,000 left on a credit card, and that's the smallest debt amount in the category you have, tackle on that directly. Don't skip minimal payments per month. Don't ever skip minimal payments per month, because you don't want to penalize yourself losing your assets and everything or damaging your credit. You want to keep up on the minimal payments, but you just want to throw every extra dollar you have, even if it means minimizing the consumption that you typically do. Now, if that's what you have to resort for. And now, I know some people think that I can't go beans on rice, I gotta have meat. Now, when Dave said that you gotta go beans on rice, he doesn't legitimately you have to be on beans on rice. What he's saying is you got to minimize your consumption. You got to minimize. Don't overconsume things. All right, don't spend too much money on something that's not really essential. Like, even if it means putting down on games for a little bit, putting down on extra food just for the pleasure of it, putting down on alcohol or going out to eat. There's nothing wrong with doing any of those as long as you're doing it in a very minimalistic standpoint. So the typical going out to eat meal is basically like somewhere around $16 or $12 or something like that. While eating at home is like $4. And we're not talking about a whole meal for a family. We're talking about a portion of things. And this is just going by the math. From what I learned on the channel at one point. So to put this in perspective, the beans on rice method is not legitimately mean beans on rice for the whole deal, even though some people would do that. But he's talking about minimizing your consumption, minimizing your spending on that, because we want to take every dollar that we have, even if we take an extra job, that's purely your choice. You want to take every extra dollar you have and tackle on the debt. We want to pay this off as fast as possible. And then once all that's paid off, then we can go on to baby step 3, and that's where we can actually focus on the full emergency fund. But that will be for tomorrow. But for today, we will be focusing on paying off debt using the debt snowball method, except for your home. Recapping, the debt snowball, paying it from smallest to largest, tackle the smallest as the most priority, then move to the next smallest, and then move to your final debt. Well, even if it's the smallest. But even if it's 5 depths you got, smallest, 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 and then the last one. Simple as that. But yeah, the home, that's going to be the last priority before we get to step 7. And the step 7 is going to be the fun parts. But now that we got through the depth snowball, when you get through with it, come back to this video, or if you want to take some more notes, come back to the next video tomorrow, and then we will focus on baby step 3 and also baby step 3B.